Well. We should be alive, maybe, perhaps. It is definitely a possibility. I need to grab it though. Uh, it's up and coming. That's interesting. I just started it. I highly doubt it's up and coming. Waiting for me. I doubt that because it should be running. Waiting for me again. What do you mean waiting for me? It's not. Did that say it was scheduled? Yeah, there we go. It's actually working now. YouTube was just having a little bit of a die moment. So let me go over to the thing and kind of be like at stream. Actually, I don't do that. I just paste it there. So we're just gonna be like, yo, we're streaming now. We're streaming now. We're streaming now. Whatever. It's been I did just close it, but it's been I think 10 or 11 days ish since my last stream. And I've done quite a bit, I would say. I've definitely done quite a bit. Um, oh, I should probably turn this off for now. Yeah. Can I like link these? I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. What I was gonna do is we have some goals here, and this is my main one, which is why it also has a bunch of sub ones to it. I want to basically uproot and remake the entire item system for my game because it's kind of working on some shaky foundations, which we'll get into later. I have some other sub goals here, like if I want to make a new enemy, or if I want to work on the settings menu, or if I want to do some other stuff. But that is things that I'll put away for now because I was working on some stuff earlier today. Because I do want to show you guys some cool stuff. So if I open this up, I mean, it looks about the same. What I have done, I don't think it's that noticeable, but I've added a bit of shader effects. My voice is dying a bit because it's been a minute since I've done a bit of streaming. I've added some shader effects here. If I go to the global volume, but I stop looking at that, you can see I've added a wee itty bitty bit of bloom and a itty bitty of vignette. It's literally like barely noticeable. But you can notice, like, if I do this, you can see it's kind of brighter and then it gets darker near the edges. Whatever. It's just kind of a wee itty bitty thingy committee. Anyway, so you may have seen it there, but I'll talk about it in a second. So as you probably know from when I last streamed, there was two materials, right? You have stone, or I guess rock is what I've been calling it in the game, and then you also have gold, which is this kind of like slower attacking thing but does more damage, right? There's a few more materials. So there's actually 8 materials now instead of 2, which is a pretty big increase, because that means I've made 6 new ones, multiplying the amount by 4, which is pretty cool, I would say. Pretty cool indeed. Don't mind that. Anyway, so alongside that, I genuinely can't remember if some of these, I think these were there last stream, but we also have a 5th weapon type now. We have, of course, the classic 4, but now we have this one, and this one acts quite a bit differently than other ones. You might notice that it has a similar behavior to the shuriken, or at least how you throw it, but its effect when you're actually in the game is quite a bit different, so looks like I gotta go up here. You can see I've also given textures to the things. You probably have just seen it, but I'm gonna wait for these enemies to spawn in, and I'm not sure how clear the effect is, but basically it's slightly bouncing between enemies. That's the goal with this weapon, is it kind of bounces between things. Now you'll probably have noticed that multiple enemies are spawning in at a time here, and that's because it was actually earlier today that I reworked the enemy spawning code to kind of work on like a credit-based system, if that makes sense. I'm not going to go into much detail about that because it's a bit complex for just trying to explain the concept itself, but basically I'm making the game do some more interesting stuff when vying for the types of enemies to spawn, which I think will hopefully make the game cooler, more interactive, who knows. It should just make it feel nicer to play. That's a lot of what the things I implement is to try and make the game feel better, and Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know where I'm going with this other than just kind of showing you some of the game, some gameplay or some very basic gameplay because there's nothing to decorate these rooms yet. It's been a minute since I've done any room decoration. I should probably do some of that. Interesting. Yeah, this is pretty close to I want to say where the rest of the game is going to be in terms of combat. I don't know if I really can do a whole lot more with combat. Maybe I can, but I think this is pretty polished as is. So at least for now, I'm going to probably start laying off working on that and start working on other things more relating to the rest of the game. So I think it's fair to say we should dive into what I want to change, right? Why have decided my number one goal for today with like 3 sub goals is to uproot the entire item system for everything. I can still reuse a lot of what I already have, it's just I kind of need to change it slightly so that it works differently. And what I mean is if I go over to here, right, this is where I have defined all of the items. And there's nothing inherently wrong with these, right? I mean, it's definitely fine. Has the item, like these, this is the items, right? So it's like the slime ball, which I can actually show you in the game as well. We can kind of dual wield these things. So we have the slime right here. And that is this. It's item number 10, right? So it's slime, the name is slime, there's a little description which I wrote use sticky, and then max amount 1. Nothing really uses this max amount number, but you can see if I ever did want to do that, it should, I just deleted it by accident. I can like work with it even though it's not like the rest of the game doesn't have stack counts. So if I can keep my options open for if I want to have max things, but for now, max count 1. Yeah, the internals of this game think that there's currently more than 1 here. I think I've gotten rid of them all. Yeah. It just thought there was 5 stacked on top of each other, just couldn't show them. Anyway, point being with that is this worked fine, and there's no problem with it. The thing is, though, if I want to, like, I gotta show you some dirty behind-the-scenes secret of these dev keybinds here. So I have these dev keybinds, which I've just been using to spawn in materials, because I really haven't made a great way of getting materials in the runs yet, or an actual way of getting them in general. There's the chest, but those only give you the rock, and I want to change how they work anyway, so it's going to be different than that. But as you can see, what's happening is it's making a new item of like type 9, and then giving it material 2, or giving it a spot like an item 10 and giving it material 3, or giving it 11 and giving it material 4, right? This is very non-maintainable, I think. I don't think it's maintainable. And why do I not think it's maintainable? Because like these, like, without the foreknowledge to know what these elements are, if I close them away, if I asked you to which one of these is emerald, you'd probably be like, I have no fucking clue. And the answer is 9. I just happen to know that. But the thing is like, given this list of element, just the indexes, they don't mean anything. I only know it because I have it memorized. And that's probably not great design philosophy. I'm just going to send a thing here because I don't know if it's actually working. It seems to be. Anyway. So what I need to do is basically make these so it's better. Now, what I can do, and which is really cool in Unity, is if this name property, if I move this actually to be the first property in here, it actually replaces this bucket hat says hi. And I mean, yeah. Hello. So if I move the name thing from being second in this list to being first in this list, it actually renames this to not say element 9, it would say emerald. The problem is, because of how the current item system works, I need to know the index, which is why we need to uproot it entirely, because I don't like that I need to know this index, and it makes things index dependent. I can't talk. It makes things index dependent. If I could talk like a human being, that'd be nice. So I basically need to go and change that, and I have a couple ideas for how I can change that. It just involves going around and fucking around with a lot of the code that exists behind the scenes here. So I probably don't want to outright delete these things. I can get rid of that. That's commented out. So it's in Jizzlol, I think. I'm trying to remember where I put them. Right here. There's the items and the materials list. They work, but they're not ideal. So what I can do is I can say items dict, materials dict, so just a dictionary, you know, and I can create a dictionary. Honestly, it'd be nice if I could remember that and just type them in originally. Anyway, I can just copy this over to here and this one over to here. So now we have some empty dictionaries. These are non-serializable by Unity, which means they're not going to appear in the inspector. But that's fine, because I'm not going to need them there. Source when he arrived. That makes him slightly more consistent than eject. Not really. I mean, it puts you kind of on the same level, because you did miss a couple streams before. I've lost my train of thought. Okay, so even though I just made those dictionaries, right? They're not in the inspector anywhere. Like, it just ends. There's nothing after them because they're not serializable. But what I can do over here in awake is I can basically just be like, for each var a in items, whatever, I called it items dict dot add. No, I don't know what that was. Just like an auto snippet probably. So I can basically take the name of the thing and do that. Similar, actually, exact process with materials. It's materials, materials. I can't do that? Oh. Materials dict. There you go. So literally what this is just doing is converting them into a dictionary. And I need to find the definitions of these two things, which should both be in here. No. I shouldn't lose any data by moving these around. Hopefully. That'd be nice. And then over here, move those. Okay, so now that I move these around, you can see what I mean. So before, it says like element 0, element 1, and I think that's pretty clear. But if I scroll back down, now it's much more clear, right? Remember before when I asked you to, praying eject doesn't also arrive. What are you working on right now? Did I close? I did close the goal list. Goals.txt. Bring it back, please. I'm doing this. What the fuck? No. I'm doing that mostly right now. I've decided that I need to basically rework how I do items because it's really not that great. It worked for other projects of mine, but it's not going to work for this because I need these things to be very modular in how I want them to exist. When you're dealing with just one, like as an example in Rupture, I believe the way I stored items in Rupture was every item was just a number behind the scenes. The way I did that is every item was just a number. If you had that number, then you had that item. It's very simplistic. There didn't need to be a whole lot to it. And it didn't really matter that it was kind of bad because nothing complex is happening with this. But for a game that has a lot to do with these items and something that's going to be very intermingling between them, I think it's very important that I know this. You can actually see I even forgot to rename this. I don't even remember how to spell amethyst. It's a stupid word. Anyway, you can see that, actually I did spell it correctly up here, so I can just copy and paste this without even needing to bother with the fact that I'd probably mistype it. So now I think it's much more readable, right? You can see like, oh, if I want to go to the emerald one, you don't need to bother looking for element 9. You can be like, oh, there it is. It's right there. And then I can go edit it. The problem is if I want to make a new one, right? If I want to make a new item and then I'm like, oh shit, I gotta like delete the name or something to reveal the element and then I put the name back. It's just a terrible process. So basically what I need to go do is fix this so that it doesn't break. So this change alone won't break anything because I haven't done anything. Literally, I've just swapped around the order of the names so that they appear there. And what that means is everything here still works the exact same. What we need to do, though, is start the arduous process of changing how things work. And I think number one, I want to change how items are stored. Now, this is an interesting one because this is a bit more of a technical one, or I don't know if technical is the right word. It's a bit esoteric. I don't know if I don't know if I'm looking for the right word. But I can go to the stored game data, and you can literally oh, this is gigantic. You can literally see what is being stored right now. We have all of the different keybinds and their associated keys. Currently, there is no real reason to store this because you can't change them, but in the future you're going to be able to change these keybinds, so that's why they're stored. You have the sound volumes, the volumes for master, sound effects, and music. I haven't added any music, and I haven't really added any way to change these, so they just exist. There's the the equips menu, and the rest of your entire inventory, which is pretty massive. But you might notice that these things are, how do I put it? Horrible to read. This is pretty nonsensical to anyone who doesn't know what they're looking at. I can kind of break it down because this is essentially splitting each individual item, and this is the data of each item. So basically, this is an item 8 with 1, and it's, I don't know what the 1 is. I think that's a stack count. So if I can remember this correctly, so it's 8, which is the index, or 3. 3, I believe, is sword. 8 is what is it? This is why I need to do away with these numbers. 8 is the boomerang that I recently added. Anyway, so then the 1 is the stack count. Made is essentially just saying that you actually made it. This is not too relevant, but it'll be relevant for other items. It doesn't need to be stored. It's some useless data. And then this is storing the 3 materials on it. All index 0, which just means rock. However, other things will have different indexes, like these ones is 5, because that one is whatever 5 is. The thing is, I really hate how this works because it's really unintuitive to read. I mean, that's not the only reason, but it's because it's storing a lot of unnecessary data for everything that it really doesn't need to. For example, this does not need to store the stack count and if it's made or not, because it's a weapon. Of course it's going to be made. The made is mostly a behind the scenes thing so that I know it's a weapon, or it's a type of weapon, without needing a dictionary for this. It's basically a sort of complex workaround of something else. The problem is that this is something that's being stored and read, and it doesn't need to be. It's excess data. So I want to try reworking these things so that it's a bit less nonsensical. I think that's the best way I can put it. So I think the item index number 1, all of these is basically going to be changed, and this is where things start getting very fucky, because item index is an int, and pretty much everything around checks for an int. Just by changing this to a string, how many errors do I get? Just by changing that to a string. 55. So yeah, you can say that it's not the greatest. What I can probably do. This is I've just thought of a hack job fix for this. So I don't think I'll be directly changing it in the stored data because this is yikes. Item index. Sadly, I don't think it's worth the effort to change this into a string and deal with all of those errors right now. But I can kind of get a workaround to it, which is by converting the index into a thing. Source, oh no, eject. Preying on your downfall. They're here to fight. They are here to fight, which is pretty interesting. I might have to come back to replacing these because other things also depend on this, which is fun. There's just a war treaty being signed in the comment section here, or I guess the live chat would be a more accurate way of describing it. Oh, he says never. Oh no, there can only be one in the credits. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true at all, unless you're just saying that you want there to only be one, in which case that's completely separate. But it is war. Interesting that it highlights a little bit there. Anyway, some of these things do not need to be stored directly. For example, the item type. Item type is the string that does not need to be there. Same with the materials list. This really only should be a thing. So trying to think of the best way to do this with that makes the most out of my limited space. Or not limited space, but limited patience. Public dictionary string data equals new dictionary string, and then I make a public void. Or no, not public void. It'd be a public dictionary this, but it's a method instead of a thing, which would be set default data, or I guess it'd be get default data. U camel case. U camel case. E equals new dictionary string return E, and then I can start creating these various indexes that I want. So the default things would be like, I don't know, item index, for example. Unless Miles does a, oh, whoa. You only got here before because I was stopping my boyfriend from Nice. Unless Milo does, how is that not censored by YouTube? I feel like that's something they would. Unless Miles does a 3-minute stream and you'll make it, you shall never surpass me again, enemy. The day you received credits in Umbro was the day, was the day a war declaration was sounded. That's a very, interesting thing you've got going on, I would say. I believe this is how you define them, yeah. Manifesto-ass dialogue. Yeah, pretty much. Actually, I don't even, I'm going to simplify these words. Index, count, name. One name will be blank. Materials. Actually, I'll just say mats. So we have these default pieces of data, and when I'm storing them, I'm essentially just going to uproot all of this. So, do I have converter in here? I swear I probably do. It seems like something I would. Yeah, converter, good. So, I have a dictionary of data, and I can basically say var e equals get default data. Or, fine. So we get the default data here. I can name it def, right? That sounds like a keyword that I need to be wary of. Would want anything to happen. Great. You guys are having an all-out war, it seems. A slightly passive-aggressive, slightly aggressive war. Very, very nice to hear. And data. Just thinking about an efficient way to store this. So I was using, this is a separator between indices. So, and this is a separator between those. All right. I mean, that doesn't really matter what I was using before. I'm just thinking of things. So I'm basically going through everything that's currently being stored on the thing. And if dat dot value is not equal to, oh wait, hold on, I should say before that I should say if def dot contains key dat dot key. So in other words, that's saying if you don't have the correct data, or if it has custom things appended to it. So if this is like what all items have, but then I have another one that has like PP poo poo on it or something, right? I give it this extra piece of thing called PP poo poo. Then that's basically just saying always save that additional data because it's not part of the default set. Then we're going to say, or if the value is not equal to the def stat.key. So in other words, if the data is changed from these defaults, so if it's not these things, then save them specifically. And I think I want to just... This is kind of lazy. This is actually incredibly lazy, but what I can just do... BB equals new dictionary string. I can legitimate... This is like such a... Oh, that's so dumb. Alright, that works. So then I can say E equals BB, but instead of .toString, I don't know how .toString works with dictionaries, but I don't think it plays nicely. So I have my own thing called converter dictionary to string, right? Which takes in a dictionary, BB, and this would in itself do it implicitly. However, we need to do some stuff because these splitters are not very nice by default. Mainly, I want to change these from that to be what's like a... I guess I can use this as a nice... That as the first splitter, this as the secondary splitter, so... There you go. So essentially, it's just doing this. It's taking whatever data is on the object, or the item, and whatever is not default data, it is then storing. Because default data would be empty, it should always store the index. And I want to move away from storing the index, but I think I might have to do that for items specifically at a later time. Materials I can probably do now. Index I might have to come back and work on. You have forgotten your job. Well, I was letting you guys play out your war. If you want me to do my job, I can do now. So this is from Wavy Brown from when we had before, but I can go do the roll. So let's do that. Shall I? Where is my thingy? My thingy mabob. Spin. Am I spinning? I don't know. What did we get today? Looks like Crimson. It says Crimson. So we have rolled Crimson today. So let's go over to the filters. And I think I have this good. Is this crimson or is this like red? I mean, that's red, but does it need to be more crimson? I don't know. I'm not gonna bother. It's a bit too much effort to change. So you get that. You get that red. Anyway, back to this. So this is basically just storing the essential data for it. Crimson is such a W. I imagine crimson is like a dark, bloody red. You know, I do. And that's also how I imagine it. I just don't feel like doing it, so... yeah, that's it. I just don't feel like doing it. It's pretty much entirely laziness. So this is where things start to get a bit fucky wucky. So as you can see, this materials list is a list of just materials, and it creates a thing. It does these. It does a lot of interesting stuff, but it needs to be better. And especially considering all of this is essentially going to get yoinked and hajonked out of here. So because I'm essentially going to be uprooting everything ish, it's going to be interesting. So we are going to be saying data equals get default data. So I essentially have whatever the default data is. And then I'm going to... Similar thing. Except in reverse this time. Instead of dictionary to string, it's string to dictionary with the same inputs, which should effectively decode it back into a dictionary that we got, or that we put in up there. So now I can just kind of read out these data. Instead of doing this, and this kind of crazy stuff. Yeah, I don't need to do this. I don't need to do any of that. Well, maybe that one. I'll come back to you. This is stuff that's going to be reworked anyway. These things, item type, I actually forgot to save type. type equal. What's like the most common one? Probably made. Is that the most common one, or do I want it to be something else? I don't know. Well, hold on. One other thing is set defaults. Data equals get default data. Amount equals 1. Actually, fine. Just for consistency, because I don't know if it's actually going to break anything else, I'll make the default count 0. It does mean the items are going to be storing the count, but I don't really care, to be honest. So instead of parsing S0, I say wanker index with a capital I. So I'm grabbing the index, I'm grabbing the amount, which I wrote as count, and I'm grabbing the type, which I called type. Right? So doing a very similar stuff, but loading it and saving it in a very different way. This one is the only one that needs to be a bit wacky, because the materials, the saving and loading of those, I don't have built in here. Yeah, so the reason this is kind of whack is I need to basically say data dot, or I guess data index equals item index dot toString, I guess, thank you. Data count equals amount. Literally just doing this a couple of times. Mats equals, so this is where the a list to string is going to happen. All right, converter. Oh, never mind. I can't even do that. That'll have to be a custom thing that I write in a second. So I'm just going to paste these in here because, well, because I need to bring them over. These don't. This one actually doesn't have a data type or in the thing, so I'm going to comment that out for now. And type equals type, but I don't remember what it's called. I think it's called item type. Yeah, item type. Okay, so mats is a bit interesting because I basically need to write a custom thing to wrap it, but I hopefully won't when I remake them. So for now, I'm gonna leave those, I don't know, defaulted. I don't know what like a good separator between these would be, so I'm gonna put that. It doesn't need to be anything fancy, it just needs to be something. And so it does splits them with, actually I can just use the exact same splitter. I mean this is temporary data right here. This is going to be changed when I remake materials, probably in this same stream, because materials I think are going to be a lot nicer to remake if that tracks. A lot of things bank on the item index, not as many things work on the material index, so it should be better, maybe? I don't fucking know. So we're going to be splitting instead of S3. It's going to be wanker mats. Splitting with this. And unless I have done a big oopsie, a big poopsie, I think all of that should be good. So this is going to delete all of my saved items. So I no longer have any items that are saved anymore. Failed to load container data, failed to load container data. Yeah, because I removed it. But there isn't an error. The important part is, okay, there we go. Given key index was not present in the dictionary. Interesting. Wanker. Oh, yes, sorry. I forgot to do something with this. It shouldn't be this. It should be this one. And we need to essentially do something very similar where I basically go for each var e a works in wanker. So if it's a different date, oh, whoa. So basically, we go through every piece of data that's saved that's different than the default, and I say if data.contains key, ae.key. So if it already exists, then it's going to overwrite the data by saying data ae key equals ae.value. But if it doesn't exist, then it's going to do data.add ae key value. Thank you. It's already had that. It already had that queued up. That should fix the stupid problem of the index not existing, because the index for the default values should always exist, and if there's custom data, then those will be appended as needed. Anyway, yes, so these are being correctly saved now. I'm just putting some more things in. I can flop those around. The thing is, items will not save their current materials. They're only saving that they have materials, right? So if I do this, I think they're going to be rock, because I've basically just told them just save the materials as only rock. Yeah, you can see everything else is saving and loading properly. Actually, I can put one of every material here to make sure those are Gucci gang right there. So if those are all saving, we're good. I've effectively just uprooted how items are saved to be cooler. But now if we take a look at these item things, it looks more chaotic, but it isn't meant to be readable, I guess, to the human eye. It's not intended to be. It's not intended to be nice to look at. It's intended to work. I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. So it splits type. Oh, it's because there is no type. Oh. Wait, what? Okay, so it's saving if it's craftable. But why is it saving type when there's nothing? It's so close to doing what I want, but it's also... It's just type, I think. What? What? Oh, I did that. Nope. Nope, never mind. I'm back to being confused. What? Why is it saving type when it doesn't have to? Is just what I want to know. The default data of type is an empty string. Or, sorry, it means made. The default data of type is made. So if item type is made, so if data or dat dot value is not the same as made, then it adds it. But why is it adding it for type? Hmm? Am I going a bit insane? I mean, it doesn't matter. It's working. I'm just confused as to why it's working. Because it shouldn't, I think. Hmm. Yeah, that's a slight interesting problem. I have genuinely no idea why it's saving this one specifically. But you can see with other things... Wait a minute, what? Hold on, I just noticed something else. So... is it saving empty items as well? I think it's doing this because they're completely empty. Wow, okay, that explains it. Okay, I figured it out. That was interesting. Okay, so basically, it's also saving the data for the fact that there's air here, that there's nothing. It's basically saying, hey, look, there's nothing. But then it's saving the fact that there is nothing and that the material is this. So basically, if I set the default material to be this, because that's what it thinks empty material is, then material should not be saved as additional data. And if I instead did this, I think this is getting interesting. So what does this do? Because I've basically just told it that don't save anything for empties. Right? So how does that work? How does it look? Yeah, okay. This is more what I was expecting to see, where it just doesn't save anything on empty things. This is what it should be. Right? So you can see for all the ones where it's like type craftable, index 2, count 1, and then it moves on to the next one. It's not even storing the materials because it's just said the default material is all rock. Now, that's going to be different, of course, because I need to actually make it store the materials, but I got to rework the materials first so that they actually are better. So, what do I mean by that? Well, I don't like, currently, that the materials are being stored as numbers. They're being stored as numbers. I don't like it. I think it should be not that. So, I should probably take a look at this. So if I go over to, actually, I think it's back in here anyway. You can see that when I have the material, all it's storing is the index and it's passing on the index. So if I change the just material to instead store the string, string index, this is where we start doing things. Now, first things in here, oh boy, you can start seeing we have some things here because these were not the same. These are going to need to be, because it's like created from rock or created from gold or whatever. I'll do those in a second. Here, I need to get rid of the int parse. It just needs to store the thing direct. It needs to parse it directly, and the material list. This is using this, but I can just replace this with converter because it makes sense. So I'm just grabbing some things and moving things around because I want to do something. So list string mats equals new list string, and I'm going to say for each var mat in materials. So I'm going through every material that this is holding, and then I'm basically going to say mats.add mat.index. Some fun stuff. Converter string to list, except it's list to string, and I instead pass in the list as mats. All right, so very, very similar, except we're doing this if mats.count is greater than 0. Just so it doesn't save anything. It doesn't do that. It doesn't do this if there's 0, so it doesn't accidentally overwrite anything. So it should still save nothing on empty things, but it should save a string list now. But now we need to start working with the fact that pretty much everything in everywhere is now broken. So cannot convert from string to int. Why can't it? Because parse material should be a string, and instead of switching this, it should say, well, I actually am just going to get rid of all of these, to be honest, but I'll put like case rock. I'll put case rock there. That's all I'll keep. That's all I'm going to keep, because everything else needs to go anyway. So materials dict, remember that from before when we made that. So that's why I am able to start moving things around. This one says it can't when you're getting the sprites. Makes sense, because it's trying to get the material. You can see this is where things start getting a bit bad. Follow through material, well, guess what? This needs to be a string, and it needs to instead be rock, because follow through material should be not an int index, it should be a string of where it's going to go, which causes even more fucking problems. I don't even know where half these things are. Okay, back to here. So, var fol, materials dict. All of these I can just replace with materials dict and it solves their problem. Which is very nice. It's very convenient for me that I made that. I made that change. So it's taking the inputted item and the materials index is fine. Index, so this is just materials dict problem. Yeah, okay. Everything on there was fine except that it was materials dict. This one I just forgot to put dict in there. That should fix that one. Anything else? Oh, yeah, okay. I think these are all the ones here, though. Yeah, right. Gold, string, whatever. So I believe it's emerald, and then it's, after emerald, I made slime, and after slime, I made glass, and after glass, I made angelic ingot, but is that what I called it? It went through a few name changes. The material is called angelic ingot. I might change the name of the material, but for now, that being called angelic ingot is fine. Demonic ingot. Similar thing where I just go in there, I paste demonic ingot, and I grab amethyst, and I grab the amethyst thing, and I paste that in there. Anywhere else need changing? Can't convert from this. This is... Oh, okay. This is for the chests, which I'm going to rework anyway, but similar thing, I'm just going to append them with rock. Anything else needing to be fixed with these recent changes? I don't think so, honestly. I think that might be it. Unreachable code detected. Oh, back then. Jesus Christ, why is that still there? I just realized how bad that is, that was still commented out. I thought I undid that. That meant you could put some things in places you weren't supposed to put them, which is fun. Anyway, a lot of interesting changes just went underway. Did it just collapse that? Please tell me that isn't an issue with the saving. Fuck. That's not good, I suppose. What would be causing that? So it creates, like, you can see it storing a bunch of empty slots, but when it's loading them in, it's not putting them in the correct spots. Okay, okay. Also, I think this is failing to work. But I think I just need to clear out these, because I think it's storing them as 0. As the mat list as zeros instead of rock by default. Actually, the materials list shouldn't even have a default. So many things need to be reworked right now. It's kind of nuts. So let's go back over to jizzlol, back down to where we're saving things. So if you remember before, with this data mats, all the mats is being actually correctly set now, right? Because we're appending the index and stuff, which means, oh, okay, it actually is empty, so that's fine. I thought I hadn't done that. Okay, it doesn't matter. The important thing, though, is in the loading of them. Where is it? This thing. String to dictionary? No. Sorry, it's somewhere else? Oh, it must be in whatever is loading them in. Oh, that's kind of a big problem, actually. Oh, okay. So, I believe that what's happening right now is because it's storing all these empty spaces, it's just kind of bringing them into the nearest spot. And because remember I made those 2 weapons before, it's like those don't exist. So I think it stored the fact that there was empty space between them, but it's not loading the fact that there's empty space between them. Because as you can see, it doesn't do that. But if I go to here, you can see they definitely knows there's supposed to be. But when it loads them in, it puts them at the highest possible index. Is that a problem? I think it is. Because it shouldn't be doing that, and it wasn't doing that before, which asks the question, why is it doing it now? And I think that definitely is a problem with the loading. Oh, I think it's skipping over empty indexes. That's kind of a smart problem, a smart solution, bad solution from old code. This is in jizz container. So somewhere in here, found data this. Right here, I basically just said if it must not, it must necessarily not be empty in order for me to try and load something from it. Which I'm going to actually remove the check for, because now that I've made it that it doesn't actually store any data on things that are empty, it should still try to do it. I mean, it's correctly loading them now, which is good to see. I think that was it, yeah. Alright. So that clusterfuck has been fixed. Next up, I think I broke these. Yes. Given key blank was not present in the dictionary. Ah, their fall through is not set to rock. Somehow. I think it just didn't put the default fall through material in. So I kind of just have to go through all of these and put that in there. Kind of sucks, but I mean, I could have just said if it's empty, then always go to rock. Eh. Yep, that fixed it. I can't tell if there's an empty object there, but it doesn't matter now. Because we've got all the materials, we got all the things. Hey, look, they've all been fixed. But they should no longer be index dependent, right? So I can save and load these items all I want. They should still be fine. And I mean, it's like, this is a comparable, I would say, size to what it was saving before, but it's only saving the most necessary of things. I don't really like that it's saving if the count is 0 or 1. So I might say, where... Yeah, okay, I can optimize this slightly by making it not save the count. So if I go back to jizz lol, if bb dot I guess I can say count is equal to 1, then bb.remove and remove count. So in other words, don't save it if it's 1. Just don't do it, right? And then the reason being is because I can then say, with when it's loading these in the amount, I can basically just say if item index trying to think of the best way. So I basically just want to be like, if it already contains count. Because, okay, I'm not changing the data in Wanker, so this is just some slight data optimization that I really don't need, but it's cool to have. So if wanker.contains key count, then it does this. So in other words, if it's customly saving the amount, else amount equals 0, but if the item index, actually even better, I can use a ternary operator. Item index equals or not item, I mean amount equals between either 1 or 0 based on the item index equaling 0. So in other words, if you're storing empty, then you have nothing. Otherwise, oh wait, should be that. If you're empty, then you're 0. If you're not empty, then you're 1. And if you have a custom data, or if you have a custom amount, then it saves the custom amount. Now, what this data optimization should do is if I start the thing and then close the thing, Unity isn't a real studio, real men use binary. Yeah, honestly, I can't argue with that. Why is it still storing this? I thought I told it specifically not to do that. Unless it's just a holdover from the fact that I had already saved stuff in there. And which could very well be a possible... Wait, it said given key count was not in the dictionary. I'm gonna ignore that for now. Anyway. Given key count was not present in the dictionary. But it should. I get... Oh, it's not... Okay. bb.contains key. Cunt, yes, not count. Why would it be... Why... no typos there. Not at all. Fix that. Should actually store the data this time. That would explain why I didn't see it before in the save data, because it actually wasn't able to save it because it was crashing. So I try putting these things in here, right? I'm just like, I'll put like an, I don't know, like random things. Don't open that. So we have these things stored, and it should not store the amount. Just stores the index, the type, the materials. Yeah, that's perfect. All right. That's all it needs to do. That's literally all it needs to do, and now it's good. So now I think the items are much cooler. My honest opinion, I would say. At least the way that I store them is much more efficient. And also much more modular, because now I can just kind of tack on any arbitrary data that I want to them, and it'll just store them no problem. So I'm not even storing a custom name. I told it to, but it doesn't appear in there. It only will be stored if it actually has a custom name that's not empty. Although there's no way for you to see it because I haven't made that yet, but whatever. So if there was a way to do that, then I think we've just completely changed how all of that works, maybe. So it might be time, potentially, to work on changing item index into into item name. Yeah. It's still going to be called index because it's way too much effort to not do that. But basically, I'm going to say default index is not 0 anymore. It is actually going to be empty. That's what I call it. That's how I spell it. Just making sure I didn't somehow make a typo when I was naming the item, because it actually does matter what it's named now. So empty, right? So when I'm saving this, I need to now. You know what? This is gonna be painful. Remember how I was like, I gotta make item index into a string? Ooh boy! String base type. That's fine. That's a real easy change. Item index empty. Some free. Whoa. Some free changes right there. Now, so many things are about to start being broken. Switching the item index. Case of these. Sword. So many of these things like this are going to be broken because I switched based on what you were using. So, oh, this is the perfect time. I can actually finally rename something. It's been bugging me for a long time. So if I go over to Network Manager, you can see these are, oh wait, they were actually correct. Okay, never mind, we're fine. It's the list behind them that's broken. All right, so sword, bow, spear, crossbow, right? So this is 5, which in old terms is spear, I think. Yeah, spear. Right, so then that makes this the crossbow, which makes this the bow, although it's deprecated, which makes this the shuriken, and that makes this boy the boomerang. Ooh, so now it's switching based on the name of the weapon. More things to change. Int K. Okay, that's a warning. I somehow clicked a warning. If it's 6, 6 is the crossbow. Oh yeah, you can see all of these have like problems because they were never intended originally to be like this. 3 is sword. I mean, it's a lot of stuff like this, I think. 7 shuriken. 8. If anything breaks, I'll have to just find a specific place that it broke and then, retype it. This one I think is not... it's crossbow. 6 is crossbow. Bow is just 4, although it's still a deprecated weapon. I'll put it in there just for consistency. I don't know. And this is spear. Alright. So those have been fixed. We're now down to only 52 errors, guys. Only 52. This is for generate random items. I don't need that functionality, so that can just be gone. Problem solved. Fixed update. That can just be replaced with item dict, I think. I don't think that breaks anything else, so we should be good there. Oh boy. Okay, so if it's empty, return. If it's weapon... What the fuck is this if statement? Was I, like, high when I wrote this? Maybe. Possibly. That does nothing. It literally, this code does nothing. That if statement does legitimately nothing. So... Wait, no. Oh, it's because it's overwriting that. Okay. But it still doesn't need that. Does it? I don't know. I might be going insane. I'm just going to copy paste that there and pretend that it doesn't exist. So this is kind of a problem, that one. I think I might be able to abuse something that I wrote before, which is item type is equal to made. Because weapons are always made, I think that fixes that one. Next one, cannot between, so if item index is equal to empty, that's a easy fix. Cannot convert between these. Hey, look, it's the default values for all the weapons. So 5 is spear, 6 is crossbow, 4 is bow, although it's a deprecated weapon. 7 is shuriken. And 8 is boomerang. Fix that one. Cannot implicitly convert from type. Here we go. So here is the stupid one that this was a long time coming. This one is interesting. I mean, this one actually tells you outright what it is, because I mean, this is the spear. This doesn't even require like high brain power. This is just like advanced find and replace, I would say. I mean, there's probably a method to go through. Oh wait, no, not dagger. This is what I was talking about, the other things. So this is shuriken, because I used to have this as originally when I made them, I made them as that, and then I just have never bothered renaming them. Cannot break between this. Well, this should just be empty. And cannot convert. Yeah. Okay. So empty, right? So all of these actually should just start being brought over, because it's doing the same thing. It's creating an item emerald with the material emerald. It's creating a slime with the slime material. Ideally, I won't even need to... I might create a thing later which automatically appends this onto it, or like switches based on the type, so I don't even need to do half this stuff that I'm doing right now. So let's convert some more things. That's not even a thing. This one. Okay. So item index, no longer parse this because it just is. Index is not equal to 0, so that one Right, so if it's not empty, then it does the same thing. This one, I think I can just convert to items dict, correct? This one cannot be empty. Really, this is a pretty engaging task, I would say. Uh, so many things have been built around these. I pray that this works when I finish with these. I swear I'm doing the same thing like over and over again. To be fair though, I am doing a lot of things between these. Cannot convert between this for if it's empty. Oh, there's more. Like, I'm not even bothering with half of these. Okay. Cannot implicitly items dict solves that one is equal to empty. I swear I'm gonna make like a typo on empty or something and it's just gonna completely break. It's not gonna do the thing. Fine. What? I saw it for like a split second. Empty. How many more in here? I swear it says there's one red one. We're down to 11. Guys, we're getting very close. Abstract, I don't even use that. So true. This is that Catcraft? Honestly, I think it probably is. I mean, it's so close to Catcraft 1776. It's Cat Crete 176. It'd be such a coincidence if it wasn't. So I'm gonna have to expect that it's Catcraft. Cannot be converted this, which is this is for if it's a bow. However, bows are deprecated, but it doesn't matter. There's still some old code remaining that I haven't bothered removing. Hey, we get some custom stuff here. So this one is crossbow. This one is shuriken. And that one is boomerang. Boomerang. We're getting down to the remaining, to like the final few. What the fuck? What is this? Okay, so this is just saying that it makes a rock item from the chest. Who cares about that? Is there even a problem in here? Oh, there is. This is a test, but I'll just make this a string to fix it. This is another test. It's in the same thing. I'm smart. It doesn't even need, that's not even a real thing. Like it's just a test thing that exists. Here, this is probably an items dict example. Correct. We're getting very close. Very, very close. Item index equals 0, which is actually equal to empty. Now, and I think that's the final one. Craft sex. Craft sex. How does this work? Attempt craft is that. Oh, okay, hold on. So this is a thing in Cellular. I think that's what I call it. Selector U. List of a string. List of a string. What? This is stupid. This is stupid. Hold on. What? Hold on. I need to rework a lot of this code. Get base sprites really shouldn't be used anywhere other than in the selector. So, should be fine. This is an int, but it shouldn't be. This should be a string. Is equal to sword. So many things need to be changed randomly because so many things used to use it. Sword, which is just defaulting the value back to sword. And of course it doesn't, because we're not doing any of this. So we're gonna, hmm. So what, do I actually want to get base sprites? I just thought of it. I mean, Eject said he has only one thing to say to me, but, oh, you actually DM'd it to me. It did, sadly, YouTube did censor that comment. I'm very sad about it. If anything, it's their long lost twin. Yeah, I really hope it is Catcraft. I'm really debating if I want to keep this method or if I want to make like kind of a janky workaround. I think it's time to make a janky workaround, so prepare your buttocks. It's me, guys. So we're saying jizz display dot get sprites, but be catcraft, disappear forever, show up to stream. Yep, say one thing. Yep, disappear again. I mean, it's so real. I mean, that would be me, right? So the thing is, this takes in an item. Like, this takes in an item, right? But what if I made... This is so dumb, but... Okay. RE equals new jizz item. So it creates a new item from this. E dot materials equals new dot add rock. Can I not do that? Oh, fine. I'll have to add a new material. Or I think it's jizz material. Jizz material. Rock. Do that 3 times. And then pass in E dot sprites. That's so this is really bad. This code is really, really bad. Oh, I should probably be like killed for that one. Did you ever get minerals banned? No. Guys, there's no more errors. Oh boy! Given key 1413, very surprising. Oh, okay. That isn't a real problem. This isn't a real problem. It's because it has this data. It's because it has this. That isn't a real problem. It just tried to load things like wrong. Also, I just forgot. I need to do this. Just when we thought there was no. I'm telling you guys, that wasn't an error. I had bad data. It was using the old saving. It was using the old save data before I just switched everything to be without those. I just deleted the save data and it should work. But I do need to write sword, spear, crossbow, shuriken, and boomerang. I don't know why you're saying trust with this. There isn't anything to trust here. Attack of the Night Errors. Do not... Please, no. I mean, the items appear to be working. I can't put them in there. It's only a slight problem, only a slight setback. But, I mean, we know they're made. So, clearly, I think I just fucked up the click inputs. The clickable. So remember when I made that change? Over in, Jizz slot. Very nice name, I know. But up here, when I was like, item type equals made, I think this broke. Somehow. I think it might be that I need to do. I have no idea what code I've made. I don't know what I've done. I'm just kind of guessing and hoping that it works. Let's go. That fixed it. All right. So it attacks faster, and this one shouldn't have anything because I didn't. Oh boy, it's been done. It only took. I mean, the stream's been going for an hour and 15 minutes. Ugh. Someone says hello, and what a great time because I just finished doing something for a long time. For the past like hour, I was doing something. I'm just guessing, and it worked. I mean, that's a great quote from me. I'm just guessing, and it works. Because that's like the real process. That's what we do, you know. I just kind of guess at things, and then they work, and then yeah, that's life. That's life. Um, I don't know. I That was pretty interesting. That whole process of going through and reworking everything to not be item or index based. We've got a new guy here. I could kind of show off some of the stuff, some of the processes. Gonna bring back the old suggestions for a sec. Delete the. That's a good one. Why didn't I think of that? Hold on. Um, Let me check in my stuff first. Make sure everything is gonna get deleted. You know. I mean, why didn't I think of just deleting the game? I could just go over to my Unity files. You know. Actually, did that not fully check in on my stuff? It didn't. Don't mind that. Don't. Hey, I'm gonna hop off and do some other stuff. Have a good stream. Update me on any major changes I miss. Yeah, okay. Okay. I can potentially do that. But, I think I could go and delete the game now, you know, in here. I could go do it. If I really wanted to. I still have the sound effects turned off. I've just been kind of doing this in silence for a long time. I mean, I had music playing before I started the stream, for myself, but then I turned it off when I started streaming, and then I just never turned it back on. So I've just been kind of vibing here. And no, you guys do not get to hear the music because, I don't know. Spinning, 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 spinning. Sorry, I'm a bit entranced by the spinning soccer ball thing. I don't know why it's just infinitely spinning. I thought it slowed down. Does it just never stop? I mean, it stops moving, but play the legendary. Monogatari opening. You mean Rene circulation? Do you mean like? Do you mean? Are you talking about this one? I can only assume this is the one you mean, but the stream won't be able to hear it for a second. I can only assume you're talking about this. How long have I been using Unity? That's an interesting question. That I think since I started. Yeah, okay, so I started at like the beginning of my freshman year in high school, and I'm now entering my senior year in high school, which makes this like almost 4 years. Is that how math, or is it 3 years? I think it's 3 years. Um, yeah, 3 years, I think, is about how long I've been in Unity. Just under 3 years. Uh, so yeah, that's pretty cool, I would say. I've been doing it for a while. I've been documenting the process on YouTube. At least somewhat. Not fully, not very consistently, but I have been posting some stuff. If we scroll all the way back 2 years ago, I turned an arcade game into an idle game. A pretty big YouTube. Don't jump scare me. Me. August 4th, 2022. So that would be the summer of freshman year, I think. Or is this the summer between freshman year and sophomore year? I think it actually might be then. Because I Yeah, no, because I don't think I had started using Unity until the like freshman. Yeah, okay. Um, yeah, no, I do believe, unless I'm just my brain's a bit dead right now from doing some pretty repetitive stuff to get a big replacement on some old systems that I was doing earlier this stream. But basically, I've been doing it for about just under 3 years. Um, I have been doing making things, making games for longer though, although not in Unity or real programming languages, if that makes sense. I have a. Is it gonna make me log in? Well, it auto-opened to the Roblox game name generator, so clearly it knows that I want to see a game called Monkey Bad Butt Plugs with martini glasses, or Dick AFK Learners, or Nerdy Prostitute. I mean, these are really some amazing monkey edgers with chairs. I mean, clearly this game generator that I made is real peak. But I think I'm gonna have to sign in off screen so that you can't see my login information. It doesn't really matter, but I don't know. It's just interesting. Anyway, point being with some of this stuff though, I've made what 134 projects in Scratch. It's not like they're not all peak projects. I would say they're definitely not all like top tier. A lot of them are just kind of like random cool tests that I made to be kind of psychedelic. This is just a bouncing square that changes color and prints itself in the background. Or we have this one, which is just some wacky lasers that are shooting around. I don't know. I made a lot of random stuff with like this before. Um, More impressive projects that I've made were probably the shared projects, to be honest. That and maybe demo in golf. I always like the share off golf because it's kind of impressive to do it in Scratch. I had some sound effects for this. It's a bit. I mean, Scratch is an interesting place to do it, but I actually have history with making stuff for a long time. I don't normally. I don't know how much I normally say about I hit the thing. I'm peak at my own golf game. I've been making things for a long time. What I think I started this like entire Discord in, gee, I don't know, a long time ago. I swear in like, no, that's in 2020. Where it was like I had like a thing somewhere where I was like, I swear this is the first post or something. Server created here on this day, I'm pretty sure. 2020. I was making stuff back then as well. Although that was not for Unity. That was for, if you would believe it or not, Minecraft. So if I can find some of my old stuff, old progress and announcements, um, some concept art for stuff, but I mean, this was a pretty wacky stuff. I wanted to make an RPG in Minecraft, but entirely vanilla. So that's pretty cool. Talking about updates, talking about stuff. That's a great image. Flame emitter, shoot out a fireball. Pretty cool stuff. Debugging some things. I mean, there's just a lot. There's a lot of history here. That time I tried to make a pet that follows you around. I eventually discarded the idea because it was kind of annoying, but it's a boner. That this is when I started. Is this when I started making the 3D models for things? I think it was a bit before this because I thought I made the hammer first. Joe, 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 he's here. There's a lot of stuff that I made back in the olden days. Headphones broke back then. The dog. Um, I don't know. I've just been existing for a while. This is the very beginning. I'm interesting. That's before the that's like a month and a half after I created the server. Wacky stuff. Anyway, stuff with all that. I've been making things for a long time. Unity in specific, just under 3 years. Yeah, I don't know. I don't. That's I think my answer to that question. It's an interesting question. I don't normally think about it that much because I just kind of like I just make stuff. I just make stuff. The best way I can put it. Like we go to I mean I have writing. I do writing sometimes. What? Okay, it was just lagging. I don't know. My game dev folder, I have a lot of folders for stuff, and then these are even more folders for stuff. Old projects of mine, the blue ones are the public projects. So these ones are the public ones. That's like the tools package, and this is the most recent thing that I'm making. Just some random stuff. I don't know. I have no idea. Script. The script for video 2. Can't believe it. I cannot believe it. Guys, when is the third video for for the crafting game gonna release? I have no idea. Never? Maybe? Possibly? I don't know. I've got number 1, number 2, when is number 3? Who knows? Oof, alright, so that was like a nice 10-minute break, I could say. Just kind of going through some history. So we have the amazing title screen. I'm not sure if the Tom the F is even here, but I can kind of start to show off some of the stuff that exists. I kind of wish I had some of the other things, or I'd crafted some of the other weapons. I just have the swords right now, which is not the greatest. I mean, it's fine. They work. Giles, he says. Daily book review. No, did Source forget to do it? Or did he, or is it something? Hold on. I forgot to make, I haven't made the thing pause, although I probably should. Did I closed Discord. What about the daily book review? Prologue is good. Chapter 1 is also really good so far. At Angry Birds Films. I gotta ping Angry Birds Films. That's the role, and then I ping, I can't spell. Then I ping him. Did I make it so anyone can ping this? I should do that. I don't know if I made it so anyone can ping the role. Allow anyone to mention this role. There you go. Yes, display separately from people too. They don't really have any specific permissions. They're just kind of there. But of course, Angry Birds Films. There you go. Now you can ping at Angry Birds Films. If I could spell, you can now ping the role. I hate this. I hate this. I'm gonna make that ping Angry Birds Films or something because it doesn't do it. That Pokemon will never be allowed to live. Did I do fact of the day today? I think I did. Yeah. I had to make sure. 2 to the 5. My man's reacting to the fact of the day that it's been exactly 32 days, a power of 2, since Grimlar's last upload. Wow. One thing we can probably do is make the time actually stop when you're pausing like this in single player, which, in all honesty, shouldn't be too bad. Jesus, I need to close these game datas and goals and stuff. Let's see. So if I go to main menu, time scale. Giles, you get shunned if you miss a day of fact of the day. Well, the thing is, I don't miss any facts of the day, so that isn't going to happen. So there's no point in having that. Why would you bother mentioning that I get shunned for missing a fact of the day if I never miss a fact of the day? It's just kind of redundant. Do I have like a thing for toggle pause menu? I probably have something for like pressing escape. Close underscore menu, which is the keybind. Okay. So it just does that. Yeah, sort. Yeah, that is true. That is true. That is true. I cannot argue with that. So, or sorry, 0, 1. This should pause the game when you press escape. Oh wait, but I should make it as it like is multiplayer. Yeah. So just if you're not multiplayer, that's just like a slight future-proofing thing. It doesn't really matter, but just a slight thing. It doesn't pause. It doesn't stop time when you're in multiplayer. Right, so you can open that menu and it won't pause, but if you press escape to pause, then yeah, boom, it's paused. We paused, baby. What's my stats? My FPS. Damn, only 400. I'm falling. Right? I'm like, I don't want these enemies to be attacking me, so I just am like, nope. So yeah, that pauses that. This doesn't pause them because you're not supposed to be able to open that menu anyway while you're in the thing. I've probably made these opening rooms a bit too hectic, so I might make the first area tone it down a bit on the enemy spawns. But oh, I I don't know if I mentioned it on stream, but I reworked how the enemy spawning works. I sent an update about it in the Discord server itself, but I don't know if I talked about it in the stream exactly, that I basically just completely uprooted my previous method of spawning enemies, and kind of did it up from the ground, because I was like, I didn't like it, so now I basically can set the enemy, I can set the credit cost, the pick chance, the min floor, max floor. I think I did talk about it, but it is nice to mention it again for people who weren't there when I originally said it. Why do I have so many Discord messages? Famous last words. My tongue was cut shortly after thereafter. Am I meant to be able to speak? No. Yeah. I genuinely don't know why Dylan doesn't have it auto set up to do that. I fixed it for him. So now he can't. Should I bring back fact of the day? He said gay also sure, and so then I did. Does anyone know why, like, what happened with Dylan and all these, like, archive channels? There was so many that he had to make an archived too. I was, like, with him, and we together archived a bunch of these old channels that he wasn't using. I don't even know what this channel is. But a lot of these, I think, are... I don't know why he archived some of these. Like, the rules channel? Like, there just isn't one in the server anymore. Rules and stuff is just new uploads and fact of the day. The facts of the day are the rules. There's the Q&A. Damn, that's old. 2021, 3 years ago. Like, that's like just over 3 years ago. Yeah, a couple months. That's pretty wacky. That's back when I modeled this. Or I think you can guess it, Minecraft. And that's the golem. Bot help. Flag of Rwanda. It's the Rwandan flag. It's the Rwandan flag. It's the flag of Rwanda. Blank. This is a good channel. I like this one. This is one of the best channels that he had. Oh, that one. Only works out if you're using Discord dark mode, but not the normal one. I've got a modified thing, so it doesn't work. They just sent a gray picture. Why didn't they just send a transparent picture? Why didn't they just send... I can't talk. Why didn't they just send a transparent picture? Why did they send a gray one? Because he could have just sent a transparent picture, and that would have been truly nothing. Yeah, I forgot that's not a channel. I forgot... Whatever. I can go in streaming, actually. I was just thinking, I can be in streaming. I could be streaming, or I can go into my channel and be like, or I can go over to my server. I don't think I have a thing for this, do I? I have general, gaming, events, programming, lol. I don't have it. I don't have the it. I don't know. Wait, I forgot I set a Discord to track when I'm coding. Shut the fuck up about streamer mode. So can you check? Oh, coding for an hour. There you go. Yeah, you can see that I've been doing. I'm just gonna hang out in this VC. Cause why not? Someone might join, someone might not. It'll be wacky. So what do I want to do right now? I don't actually really know. So I have that goals thing. I think I closed it. So let's take a look at my goals, because I do write this down so I don't get too sidetracked during streams. It's so I can come back to this and be like, oh, that's what I was gonna do. Where is it? It's probably up here. Streaming, files, goals. So what should my goal be? I mean, we've done this. This is something I haven't done, and this is something I probably should do soon, if not immediately. So that is probably a good one to actually do. So what do I mean by that? Does this old system still work for now? Like, I have this menu, but I, I think I got rid of the keybinds to give me them. So now this menu just kind of exists for no reason. That's fun. That's fun. But no, what I was gonna say. Oh, I just realized my mic has been slightly turned up. I don't know if that really matters. I hope it doesn't. Um, basically there was these items that you could get per run, and let me go over to the crafting thing. And if geez, I have so many random files open now. I'm just gonna close and reopen this. I don't even know if that's gonna do anything. Mm-mm. I don't even need like so many. I don't need like any of these open. Text animator gone. Like, so many of these are just completely useless to have open, but I guess I'll just keep them open for now. Canvas anchor bald. Abstract container test. Fart.txt. Actually, I do want to keep fart.txt open. Anyway, so if I scale this back down to about normal size, so we have some stuff. I probably want to go over to, where's a good example? Player controller. Blah, 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 blah. Error. Controller. So what do I mean by, where is it? I swear I had like an item list. Items. This. This is the problem. That's the problem right there. That list. I basically created a dictionary of the item name and the amount of it you have. And then I made a couple helper methods like add item, get item. And I basically need to scrap all of them because they're being completely jorked. They're jorking the peanuts, if you will. All of them need to get thrown out. So back to this process. Thankfully, a lot of them are not too bad because they're just stuff like that. Actually, I might even keep these commented out just so I can have future reference for them, for what they were doing. But stuff like this, where I was like getting the item, like the thing that reduces the amount of damage you take, what it reduces it by 1. So I think this is supposed to be multiplied by 5. But this is just a general thing I can get rid of. Block chance is going to be one that's kind of annoying. Get item blocker. This thing. This was cool. I liked this one. I might bring it back as a material or something similar, but it's going to be different. And it's not going to be this. So, yikes. This is used everywhere, but what I can just say is delete, or I can not delete. I can comment this out and then delete this part and just say it equals 0. You never get it. 0 out of 19 chance. Right? So you just, in effect, never roll it. This one was stupid. This entire file of item dick poop can be deleted. So, I don't know where that would be. Probably misc, if I had to guess. Seems like the kind of place I'd put it. Yep. Delete. Delete. Goodbye. And the only thing is, because this doesn't exist anymore, dick poops can be cleared away, and I think that also might cause an error, because there was something that's probably using it, like the toggle tab menu. Sure. What else? Oh, there was more things doing it? Oh, like this was initializing all of them? Yeah. Goodbye. So many things need to go away and get scrapped and stuff. Item shit dick. Oh, no, I just realized what that is. Ox item. That is a slight interesting problem. Because it's gone now. I don't know what uses them. Item shites, get out of here. All of this stuff with items needs to essentially get excised. Anything, anywhere that's doing it, it's gone. I saw it, gone. Where is it? Oh, that's it? Okay. So, essentially, all of that stuff with the items is gone. When I say items, I don't mean these items. Adding confusion, I know. These are like inventory items. The other ones were kind of items like you might see in Risk of Rain 2, for example. Hold on, someone just messaged me that they don't know where the summer reading is for our school, which we're supposed to we start school again in how many days? 7 days. Let me just find that for them real quick. Wait, it's down. I think the tracker is down. Hold on. Nope. Nope. Does this say anything about what school I'm at? I hope it doesn't. Anyway, so this is something. In the top right to their tab and works. Anyway, this thing. So this is an interesting little segment here. This is my school's summer reading thing, which basically shows you every single book read. It says summer 2023. However, I think this is accurate. Like, it says Antigone, which is like why I was originally in here. I can't actually tell if this is 2023 or, you know, like correct. Okay, now that says Overlord. This has got to be. I don't know. I didn't see any of the books I submitted, but I've submitted 13 books to this, which is pretty funny. Which means I take up what percentage? It's gone slightly down. I'm now at my competition has gone out. So I'm now at 26%. 26.5, so 27-ish% of my entire grade's summer reading books this summer. Pretty cool, I would say. Pretty cool. I genuinely can't tell if this is right or not. Like, I I don't did they I could have been excised. I know that's what it is. They were like, "No, you're too cool. You're too cool for school." So, um yeah, no, like genuinely, I'm not seeing a single one of the books that I submitted on here, which is concerning. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. It's just some stupid thing that our school is doing. I just need to ask them like, I'll get back to coding in like a second. Anyway, so interesting conversation with this person about random school stuff. Doesn't really matter, unrelated to the actual stream. I just got a bit sidetracked there. Anyway, so with all that done, with all the items cleared away now, I think we can actually start working on something that I wanted to do, which is kind of make per item thing, per weapon items. I don't exactly know the best way to phrase it, but it's a quite complex thing that we can start working on now. What is the idea of the game? To put it simply, I think I can start you off with where I got the idea from. Have I'm assuming you've played Minecraft before. Uh, I'm going to assume that because it's like one of the most popular games of all time. So you've probably at least seen, a diamond sword. You've probably crafted a diamond sword, right? So you use materials to make a sword, right? And I was like, that's pretty cool. But what if I wanted to make more than just a diamond sword? What if I wanted to make like a stone sword? Well, Minecraft lets you actually do that. You can make stone, gold, iron, um, netherite, diamond. I think that's all of them. So that wood. That's all the ones you can make, right? But I was like, there's a lot more possibility you can make than just that. So not only can you make, I don't know, a stone sword, or I can make a gold sword. But what if I made a mixture? What would that do? You know? What would mixing and matching these things do? What would taking part of one material, mixing it together? Oh, looks like something was broken from somewhere from when I was breaking these. Remember before when I was doing all this? You weren't here for that. A couple of things are still broken from that. I'm gonna have to figure out what that one is. Don't mind the fact that there's a crash. That's from this stream like explicitly. But you get the point. It's the fact that I am mixing and matching these. This is probably going to crash. Nope, it's the glass. It's the glass, really. Wow. I must have messed up glass somewhere. Why is it specifically glass? Okay, I know what's going on here. Fall on what? Glass? Wait, do I know what's going on here? Yeah, but why would it be needing to know this? I mean, I I don't even know. I think it was just trying to grab something that wasn't there. Anyway, ignoring the fact that I forgot to type that in, you can basically just mix and match these to create anything. So I want to make like a part glass, part slime, part fucking amethyst, boomerang, boom, there you go. You want to make a gold, emerald, and glass shuriken, boom, there you go. You want to make a rock, uh, hell, holy fucking sword. Apparently I missed something again. That's the same exact problem. I just keep missing this default thing. I need to really make a thing so it's just, if it's empty, then it doesn't break. Look, this is something that I forgot to type in on all of them, so it's causing crashes, but that is the idea behind the crafting for this. If we can step around the fact that I keep forgetting to type things in somewhere. Then you take what you've made. You take these like bastard creations of unholy godness that you've made, and they'll have different effects. Currently, because I've recently uprooted everything, this stream actually, they basically none of them have any effects anymore because I want to remake how they work. But that's a point for another time. So you step into a thing here. And then some enemies will start spawning in, and using your things, you can start beating the ever-loving hell out of these things until they die and give you their health. And that seems like kind of the game loop. Then, as you'd progress, you'd be able to find kind of items on the ground. Or when I say find items on the ground, I kind of mean collect them through various means. I haven't thought of exactly how I want you to grab them. This will be a good example. Currently, I did implement a very janky method solution thing. So I'll show you that right here. So I believe if I go down, I should be fine. Yeah. So this is my, hold on, I think it's shift right click brings them all to the bottom. Yeah, okay. So let's just bring these all down here so you can clearly see. So if I go over to this thing, I think it's F. Yeah. Right, so that's a pretty familiar rock, right? So that brings it into your inventory. You've got this rock that you can then bring back, then you go back, and then let's say you die. You can bring that back, and now you can use that to craft something. I only have one material. Pretending I got those, now we have one stone and 2 gold sword, right? Basically, that's kind of the game loop, or the premise behind it, which is you go into the dungeon, you kind of beat things up, get loot from them, like materials and such, bring them back, craft cooler stuff, unlock cooler stuff back at the home base, like more cooler things to craft, or doing quests and whatnot, and then you come back, beat things up. That's the game loop, and I think that's the best way I can probably put it into words for right now, off the top of my head. So I think it's pretty good. I've spent quite a lot of time like working on polishing certain things. I've been trying to make things feel as nice as possible. I've added systems I've made this dash that like regenerates fast when you're not inside a room. It gives you back one of the charges whenever you kill an enemy, so it incentivizes you actually like engaging with the enemies. Probably need to tone down the amount of these charging enemies that are here. Um, I've done stuff to try and incentivize you to actually kill enemies by making your only method of healing is to kill them. That's the only way you can, get your health back. So that should incentivize you to actually kill them. Ideally, I'd do something to make you play a bit more aggressively, kind of like I am, but I mean, there's nothing explicitly saying you have to. It's just is more fun to do that. So I've been trying to add a lot of systems that, I don't know, play into that. That makes sense. These dashes that you use, right? They have like iframes. There's like an outline around me that's like light blue. When I can't dash anymore, it goes away, and then when I can dash, you can see it pops back. Basically, what this does is it becomes green. It's very hard to see because it's pretty short, but it does become green as an indicator. And that actually gives you iframes, and you may have seen the text blocked appear in kind of blue text. That's basically if I get hit while my thing is green. I could probably try and show it off, and I might need to tank a couple hits in the meantime. Nope, I just missed it all. Alright, well, oh my god, I almost died there. Uh, I did almost die, but I recovered. You saw it then, probably, maybe. If you were paying attention, I don't know, it's pretty quick. So, you can see I'm just going through this, and what I found is that even though it's I think pretty simplistic, the areas look very, very bland right now because I haven't added any stage decoration. I haven't added any map decoration yet. That's probably soon on my list of things to do is add a I guess you could say decoration. I've been working on them in the background slowly. Um but yeah. So I think that pretty much summarizes what I want. I have a lot of things. Just wondering, are you using any assets slash tools from the Unity asset store? Have you coded everything yet? I do not pay for shit. I've made all this myself. Anything that I do use is made by me, or it's like in Unity kind of. Uh, I don't know if that makes sense. Basically, I make everything that I use. I don't like paying for things because I don't have money, so uh banana. Why bother paying for things? I mean, they could speed up the process, but I kind of like being able to do everything myself. Um like if I go to the shader things, I've made a couple of them in the past to do stuff. This one is one of the most hectic. You can definitely tell it was me who made this because it's not organized at all. We got things that are just jumping around down here, mixing around, doing whatever. Yeah, this is definitely me who made these things. I wonder if Tom will be a reoccurring character. Quite possibly. Um, it would be cool. I mean, I have a lot of people drop in and then hop out. It doesn't really matter. Banana sword. I love banana sword. Wait, that's Discord. Banana sword. It's banana sword. It's sword, but it's a banana. I don't I don't know. Player healing thing. This is the shader that I threw together to for the player health bar. This is the material. Sorry, this is not the shader. Where's the shader? It's called Cooper's, of course. I mean, why what else would it be called? So this is the I also made this. Can't forget Fjord, but we can't show that on stream. We can show Fjord. Where is Fjord BDSM? There it is. It's Fjord. This is the best sword ever. It's a sword. It's a sword. it's a sword. Just gotta trust me on that. I haven't learned much about shader graph. I've made something as simple as such as moving image and one. Yeah, I am not that great with shader graph either. I'm gonna be honest. I know some basic stuff about it, and I've used it to some extent to do stuff like this for particle effects or um whereas, I mean, the slash alpha grabs the alpha test lol. Well, there's nothing in there. That's very nice. UI tile, I think this is for. Well, this is a similar thing, but unique tiling. They're all very similar because I've kind of copy and pasted those ones a couple times to try and get them. I don't even know. I don't even want to know what come moment means or what this shader graph is. But you know, I made it so that was discard whatever changes I was making. I didn't make any changes here that I want to keep. Get all of these to be closed. No, 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 no. Get out. Get out. Get out. All right. Random stuff. I could also go into slight detail about how everything that is here is stuff that I've drawn. Furniture. Wait, I don't have a good method to display this. Because it will be pixelated. What I can do is I can drag it in there. So I've made like a couple bed designs because I this is a slight thing I was thinking of doing before. You drew baller? I drew baller? Where? Oh wait, are you talking about the images folder? The fact that it has baller in it? Um, you talking about the fact that I said I drew? I actually don't know what you're talking about at this point. I mean, I didn't draw a baller, nor did I draw Among Us, but I have been using them as test like things. Most of these, I mean, the only things in this area, in this folder right here that I didn't make was Among Us, Balder, and the soccer ball. I think I made everything else in here. I'm not seeing anything else I didn't make. Like this is the background texture that is used to tile in the background, and I made it, I drew it. I spent like 2 hours making it or something. I said everything there was something I made myself. Okay, there are three things in here that I didn't make. The soccer ball, the Among Us, and the baller, and also a duplicate of the soccer ball, but this is not a real. It doesn't even need to be there. Um, those are the only... so, excluding these three things, I've done everything else in this folder. Alright, buddy. Um, everything I believe inside of real shit is all stuff I've made. So, tile maps, I drew all that. Weapon images for all the weapons. These are some test stuff that no longer are used anywhere. All the stuff for like the default textures for all the weapons. I drew all the weapons. I made them all. All the glass. I made all those. Um, the materials. I drew all the materials. This is all stuff I made. We also have this one, which is like an unused material. It's gonna be blurry because I zoom in. Because fuck that. I hate that opening of that image thing. I can drag it into the scene and then scale it up or not. Why is it not rated to be a material? There you go. This is like this is one of the materials that I also was working on. It's not a material. It's definitely not a material. It's for something else. So you made all the art too. Yeah, I've made all the art. All the enemies, drew those. I got some carpets and barrels and shit. Those are for later. I haven't implemented those. I'm not gonna. I talk about why I have them as such homey feeling things in the video, so you can go watch that at some point. I don't know. That's advertising for me. Um, where do I have enemies? I think it's an entity. Enemies. Enemy images. Yeah, so I've drawn all these. You can see the various things like aspects about them. So like this is one of the rats. I feel like I haven't seen the brown rat. Maybe I just have been like unconsciously ignoring it. Like I've drawn these. You can see this is the that's very clearly stop. Okay. Apparently it doesn't like me doing that because it's animated. You can see this is this is one of the original ideas I had for it, where it had arms and legs, but I thought it looked stupid, so I removed them, and then it looked way better, so it now no longer has them, right? You can see I removed the arms and legs, and now it's cooler. Yeah, so that's neat. I should probably remove all that. So did I actually make enemy like the rats still have the variants, or did I accidentally delete that ability for them? Because I swear maybe I've just have been unconsciously ignoring it, but I swear I haven't seen any brown rats. Maybe this is just the Mandela effect where I'm like not looking for it. Nope, they're there. They're definitely there. You can see the brown rats. All right. But yeah, I've done everything here. Everything that exists is something that I've made. The bullets, yeah, that was me. The background, me. Walls, me. I don't know. That, me. I don't know. It's stuff. You should make some broken bones when you kill the skeletons. They turn into bones. That is, yeah, yeah, I could do that. I mean, it actually wouldn't be too hard, cause what I'm doing for the skeletons is a slight trick. I'm tricking the eye, if you will. There aren't actually bones. I never drew those bones. You know what I did do? This is gonna traumatize you. This is the bone, right? That's the bone, but it's like that, you know? It's like small. No, I don't know how big it is in relation to other stuff, but it's not actually a real bone that I drew as a pixel art. It's actually like a picture that I made in Google Drawing, actually.
Hey there, I got a
Ah, sorry. Google. I just somehow did something in YouTube, but when I clicked it, to get over here. Game dev crafting bone, right? I literally just threw this together in like 2 minutes, like not even 2 minutes, I'd like 30 seconds at most. I just threw these couple shapes together to make a bone shape, and then and then I put it in, and then I basically just said use the black part of the image as the alpha value, and I made that the particle effect. So that's how you get the bones for when you kill one of these things. Don't tell anyone. It's kind of a secret. Although I don't think anyone really cares because it's kind of stupid. But little neat trick there to save me from needing to draw this in pixel art. So in theory, what I could just do is like let's do that. Um, Although I'd probably want to make it like half and half or something. Uh, Bring it over actually so that I can then do I don't know how would I do like broken with this. I mean, there's some really cheap methods I can use to mimic the effect of being broken like this. I mean, like it doesn't need to be like peak, but broken bone. I don't really like that though. So let's try something like this maybe. Uh Uh, Kind of like I don't know what I'm doing to be honest. I'm just kind of messing around with it and seeing if I accidentally make something that I kind of like, which is kind of my process. Where did that one thing go? Go up. There you go. Okay, so this one, right? So you could see you can kind of see the vision because I'm just kind of masking out the parts that are black to become transparent. So I can just kind of do whatever I want. And I mean, does that look kind of broken? I mean, you can be the judge of that. Just gonna select everything, deselect that, and the background. Hmm. Do I want to really invest more effort into making this image? Not particularly, but I mean, I can. One thing I can do is I can do this to kind of have like one part of the thing that's kind of sticking out a bit like that. Yeah. Maybe like that for a bit. Uh, I'm not sure how it's gonna handle having these tiny pixel parts, but there you go. File, download PNG. So now we've got the alternate one. I think they're just the same. Should work. And then I grab the thing. Balls 6, my favorite. Wait, that's the wrong balls that I copied. I need to copy balls 3 because then I can, because this one uses slash correctly. So then I can drag that in there. And then I go over to this. Now, I don't actually know, I'm not that great with a particle system. I mean, I'm fine with it, but I do know of a very janky way of doing it, which basically would give me exactly half and half of half broken, half not broken. And I'll show you that in a second, where if I could remember where I put it. I think it's in Particelle, but I don't remember where I put that folder. It's not down there. I swear it would be in, like, images. Because this is where I put the assets and stuff, but it could be an entity. Oh, Particelle, yeah, alright. So here we find the skeleton particle system, right? That, right? So what if I just kind of Control-C, Control-V, but, emission, the count is 3. I'm going to put the count to this, and I'm going to put the count to this, right? So you might be like, oh, that's like the same thing, but no, this will give me, actually, I can kind of mix and match these how I want them to be, but, so this gives me this many broken bones, that many normal bones, right? And then I just, on the second one, right, I grab the images, run on the renderer. Instead of balls 3, it's balls 6. So now this one does full bones, this one does broken bones. Combined together, you get broken and full bones. Is that kind of dumb? Yeah. Do I care? Not really. Like, I don't know if there's a way to really make it do like, there's definitely a way to make it like randomly pick between them. I just cannot be bothered to do it. And honestly, I feel like that's how everything should be done. So I'm not even sure how obvious it is that there are broken bones in there, but I mean, they're there now. They are there. Like, yeah. I mean, it's been added. Eject says this is so sad. I don't know what is air quotes so sad, but something is very sad. My like this stream is only 30. What? Whoa. You said my like this stream was only 33% of the total. I can't influence as much. Oh, wait. Are you talking about the like count on the stream? I didn't even know that people were liking the stream. Are they actually? Thinking about the like. Oh, there actually is. That's neat. Although I guess it wouldn't have updated quite yet for your like, unless you're saying you are liking it. But I mean, that is pretty neat. I didn't know people were liking the stream. I just kind of do them. That's the philosophy behind it. Now that I kind of got slightly sidetracked with the broken bones thing. Do I want to make the things with the thingies? Why am I getting DMs now from the same guy? You monster! You take that back. I have a threat I can leverage against you. I'm looking at it. I have a threat I can leverage against you. What against the war? That is against the war declaration? What do you mean? How is that against the war declaration? You are actively declaring war against me by putting a thumbs down on the video and then saying that you're a forever hater. That's declaring war against me, the person you're disliking, right? So I feel like this is a retaliatory effort. You are you're saying no. Uh-huh. It's against the war against Source. There is no war against Source. You are starting a war in general. It's not just against Source, it's whoever you decide to attack, right? And you've also decided to attack me with a thumbs down. Therefore, if you keep that thumbs down, then it becomes a war against me as well. Hence, I I'm not gonna argue this point anymore. It's a truth. If that I'm just saying, right? I ain't gonna say more on that note. But I can strong arm you with that slightly, which is pretty funny. I can't see DMs now. All right. Wait. Wait, you just sent me a thing saying 5 foot you're 5'4" depressed love. Are you are you marking their height because you're like the same height as them and it's like crazy that you're the same height? I don't know why their height is marked. Why did you even send me that, to be honest? I'm 4 inches. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you're 5'8". Mm-hmm. It's definitely not on your tippy toes. It's the square. I didn't even notice this. All right, all right. All right. I'm gonna do a bit of stuff, and then I don't know how long I'm gonna continue the stream for, because I have been going for about 2 hours, which is generally about how long I can do coding for at any given time. About 2 hour sprints, occasionally interrupted by things like the DMs. Because you can probably tell by the fact that I've been not doing a whole lot of coding. As my Bruce is here. Well, that's crazy. Unless he's only mentioning it to be the fact that I keep getting distracted, which I mean, yeah, that's a fair play. I need to go over to input. No, player controller. I wanted to grab some things. Bruce just says yo for longer. Well, yo, yo. In case you wanted to know, items is gone. I don't think anything uses it, but just to be certain, we should check to make sure there's no more errors. I don't think anything was directly accessing it, but accessing it. I think Bruce might be the most consistent viewer not playtesting the game. I think he might be. I mean, with that dislike, he's vying for the spot. I mean, he really is. I just realized the like count went up to 4. I don't know why people are liking this. Am I doing something that's making it likable? I'm just existing and sometimes coding, rarely. Uh, I don't know. I'm gonna actually maybe not get sidetracked, although it is very hard to do that potentially. So I wanted to make it so that the items store the. I guess you could say the item stores the items it has. Which is dumb. And I'm not. Oh, did YouTube quality die? Did the quality of YouTube die, or are you just? I mean, Honestly, I should make all of my streams natively run at that quality. I mean, why even bother streaming at higher quality when I could just stream at this, and then people will just like kind of have to infer what all the text says because it's too blurry. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did see that you removed the like or you removed the dislike. I don't know if you also liked it because the like count went up to 4, which is surprising because I don't know why it is. And it
Like
kind of
I'm
scares me. Because now, I mean, that feels like pressure to be like, oh, you got to do a good stream now because people actually liked it. I don't know. Nobody like watches these streams. I just make them. I do stuff. Actually, how long ago did I start streaming for the first time? 10 months ago. Hmm. What's my average? My boyfriend wants me to tell you to kill yourself. Um. All right. Oh damn. Oh damn. That's quite the coincidence. Anyway, I just do actually want to make the things. Wait, am I actually? I just realized. I think I'm still. Yeah, I'm still in this one channel in Dylan's server. I don't know why. So I want to make the items store these things. So I want to go over to the. Where would this be even? I don't know where I would store it. So I basically want to somehow be able to arbitrarily access. Oh, he's here now. I want to be able to access the material or items on any given thing. Whoa, that's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, you're just there's no audio coming from his microphone. He's just sitting there. Like you'd be able to hear it. I have no idea what this guy's up to. Um, I'm going to fart the call. Anyway, so I don't actually know how I'm going to be able to do this. So I want to basically be like, I pass in the weapon and the items during the attack profile and damage profile. I really need to. That's another thing I probably should go and fix as well. But that might be for a later time. Basically, I have this kind of stupid system that I kind of implemented half-heartedly originally, but in hitballs, right? When you attack an enemy, we create a damage profile, right? And it's damaging the enemy using all that stuff, right? Hit enemy with the thing. But I don't like that I'm not able to get the items that you have. And somehow I need to pass in what kind of items you have or whatnot. So if I give it the player controller, right? So damage profile. Damage profile, right? If I give it public player controller, right? So in other words, I basically just let it yoink the controller. I can grab things from the player, and then I can create a dictionary. Wait. Mm, thinking about this. How do I really want to grab things? Okay, so let's make a dictionary of jizz item, which would be the weapon that you're holding, um, and it associates it with something, probably a more jizz item, to be honest. So a jizz item is the thing in Network Manager, which is, did I close it? Or no? Okay, it's right here. It's these. It's one of these things in the item list. One of those. So basically, I'm creating an array of these for these. So if you have a sword, then it's creating an array, or I guess a dictionary for that sword, and saying that you have that sword. But no, it would more like be a list of the associated items, right? So that is quite the cursed setup. A dictionary of lists. Man, that's something, ain't it? Hmm. All right. So I was just thinking about implementations of this. I'm probably going to do a similar thing where I had helper methods to make it much easier to use. So I'll probably rename it from item dict because that's too similar to the item dict from the gamer. So I'll probably call it like I think it's already cleared anyway, but it should be fine. Um what do I want to do here? So let's just make some stuff to start getting. I think I'll just start. I'll start with these ones. I won't finish them. I think I'll just kind of stop midway on making these fully because I'm getting a bit tired of coding. At least for now, because I did coding earlier today, and I'm doing it again to now for like 2 hours. So fun. Public get item string item. Public int get item. Just thinking about things. Yeah. All right. Return -1. If hmm. I basically need to set like pass in also the main weapon item. So if weapon dot, or I guess if item, no, what I call it, player items, Pl player items, weapon. So you're trying to write code to get the material of the item. No, that would be easy. Because then I could just do weapon dot materials. Uh, that is the how do I kind of describe the hierarchy here? So basically, a weapon has materials, and it also would theoretically have an associated list of like materials. This is going into part of my idea for the kind of rogue like system. I thought that what you said. Yeah, it kind of is. So basically, the my idea here is you start any run by having a weapon with 3 materials. But as you continue the run and you get more materials, I want you to be able to kind of like append materials to already existing weapons. So I could take this gold one and I could take this thing and then give it this or give it this or give it that and that. Maybe a couple more of these, you know? Like you could just start throwing them on. And that works. But I I don't know. Wait. Hold on. I just thought. It, hmm. What is a list of materials? Is the thing. Um. Let me just undo some stuff real quick so I can get back to this. So the thing is materials is a list of material. Could I? No. Well, oh wait. I'm smart. Okay, so This thing is just a holder class, and all it contains is a reference or a string reference to the actual location of it. Now, what this will let me do is I can also give it extra data. So if I make a public string item index, so I can essentially give it either an index of a material or an item index, so it can store either one. Aha! Now this is it. This is it. This is it. This is it. This is what I needed. I literally, just by kind of talking about it, I just kind of puzzled my way through it in kind of a very interesting, stupid way. So, if I go back over to... Wait, I was doing this in Gamer, too? Oh, well, that's even smarter. So within this player, we have a list of materials. Somewhere in the weapon. I can probably access it through main weapon dot materials, right? So I'm not going to clear the materials on it, but basically that's just the list of materials that it has. But I believe I can actually add more to that list, so long as nothing goes awry. And all I've got to do is basically make sure that I always get rid of the things after index 3. But it's all would work in apply, or is it like parse material? But instead of doing that, I would just pass in material or jizz material. String mat equals matty. If matty dot index is not equal to null, matty dot index. Wait, what is this doing? Oh, it grabs the material. That doesn't even need to exist. What? Sorry, it's matty index. Okay. So basically, oh wait, I don't even need that either, right? Because it just if there's nothing there, then it doesn't switch anything. It just does nothing, right? So essentially, item index. So if you have the rock item, then it multiplies your attack speed again by that amount. I think we're getting somewhere. I know I very poorly explained what I'm doing right now, but it's because I've just thought of a very batshit crazy idea. That might work. So I need to do something to probably prevent that from them, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Main weapon. Right? Where is main weapon getting assigned? So I have this thing called main weapon. If I could type equals. So in here, when it sets the data, it's getting the thing based on the slots. Fine. But technically speaking, if I go to gamer and I say, wait, actually I can just do it in here because this is where I have like a bunch of my other dev keybinds. Where, here we go. Bunch of really stupid ones. So let's go keycode.p because that's what I was using before. So player controller dot instance dot main weapon dot materials add new jizz material, but so I'm basically going to make a new material here, and then I'm going to say e dot index equals rock. So I think what this is going to do is just start giving it about 7,000 rocks whenever I start pressing P. I start pushing P, right? I push P. I become gamer, and then it gives it rock. So this is how fast it's attacking, but then I give myself a couple of those. Yeah, it's going a bit faster, I would say, you know? Because I gave it a few extra rocks. The thing that it's doing that I don't want it to do is it's saving that. But that should be as simple as just making sure to clear it, making sure to not ever save anything past 3 materials. But that's just an extra check that I can add. The real important thing is item index. Because I might give it just items instead. And this would be perfect. Beyond perfect, actually. Right, so this is how fast it attacks. Actually, I'll do it with this one so it's even more obvious. I'm pressing P a couple times. And now it attacks that fast. That is really nice. Okay. So it doesn't update when you're picking them. Okay, so does it actually not save these materials? What? I I don't actually know. Um, uh, what? Sorry, what? I mean, it's doing what I want it to do. It's doing exactly what I want it to do. I just don't know why it's doing what I want it to do. It could just be failing to load it. Gold, 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 rock, rock, rock. So this is the current data that it has in the thing. Right? I'm going to start giving it... I've just given this one like 700 rocks. Right? It's going to be very apparent. No? I don't know. I don't know. I genuinely have no idea. Whatsoever. And I'm kind of at a loss. So what's going on is it's only saving the first 3 materials. And that's exactly what I wanted to do. But I don't know why it's only saving those 3 materials, is the problem. Because as far as I am aware, it should be saving any material that it has. Not just those 3. All I can think of is it has to do something with the save code that I wrote earlier this stream. But even then, that's kind of, wacky. So let's go over and take a look at Jislol and see what it's doing to save it. Because I swear I just told it to go through everything in materials and save it. Not there. So it, to be clear, goes through every material and adds it to the list and saves it. What? What? So these are reference types, which means at some point it must be not. It must not at some point I must be duplicating it using this duplication functionality that I use. Somewhere in here, I have a method called public jizz item that takes a jizz item. I don't know where it is. Might be at the bottom. No, I don't know. I'm pretty certain there's a thing that takes a jizz item as an input and just duplicates it. Anyway, wherever that may be, as blind as I may be, I'm pretty certain it exists. Add connection, compare, solidify that, Just there. Okay, right there. I was just being blind. So this one allows me to essentially duplicate it and create a non-referenced copy, which is good. I think what's happening is I'm applying the new materials to the referenced copy of it rather than the one that's in your inventory precisely, which scares me because it shouldn't be. I think. Look, so when it's saving them, it has them directly. But if I go to player controller, and you can see it's just directly setting it, right? So, huh? I My brain is fried with that, to be honest. So main weapon equals the held item. No doubt about it. They are the same. They're not duplicated, they are the exact same. So I add the materials to the thing. Look, we can probably test this out by moving around the things in my inventory and seeing if they're different. Giving myself a couple. So essentially this one attacks at supersonic speed. But can I get myself like different weapons? Right? That one still attacks super fast. This one doesn't attack. This one attacks fast. But let's put like this in there, you know? So we've got this between, it's just going out there, it's doing its job. We attack that one, it's doing its job. There's nothing suspicious going on with these at all, right? But I bring that one in, which supposedly has the super, like... Okay, so very clearly, the correct thing exists. It must. It has to. So what the what? That what? It doesn't. What? Oh, okay. I got it. Okay, that's what it's doing. Okay, so when it's loading in these materials, right, it's essentially taking these, converting it into a list, right? So it's splitting these correctly. So it's saying you have rock, you have rock, you have rock, and then it has a bunch of nothing, right? So then I go over to the thing. Where is it? It'd be in player. No, just lol. So then when it's loading them in, where string item? No. String to item, item to string. String to item. So this, somewhere in here, amount equals this, this is what's doing it. That's it. That would explain it. Ah, all right. So it actually would save them improperly for the wrong reason. So let's go through that. Int x equals 0, x plus plus. Yeah, that really, I mean, I could have just used a for loop or something instead of a for each, but then break it after a certain point, but it doesn't matter. It accomplishes the same thing. That was dumb. And that was dumb. So it actually was saving and loading them. It just didn't, it was saving them, it wasn't loading them. But you won't see my attack speed increasing because it doesn't update it, but there you go. So I can that I'm a bit fried from that one because that was really a dumb bug that I had to implement a fix for because it would have broken eventually later down the line. So I'm glad I looked into it because there like in this case it didn't because I was using items. But if I had used materials instead of items, then it would have actually saved them and loaded them improperly, which I didn't want it to do. So that has been fixed. Very nice. Anyway, I've been going for about 2 hours and 40 minutes, and I think I'm about done. So I think I'm gonna sign off for now. Mainly because it's like 10 p.m. But who cares? See you guys later. Be it in the past, present, or future.